Blessed love to everyone. This is the Honorable Priest Isaac. I'm inviting you to join me on Sunday, the 4th of October 2020 at 7 p.m. sharp for the official online book launch of The Heavens Declare the Glory, our brand new electronic book. This evening, we will be also having a dynamic lecture entitled Rastafari and the Cosmos, where we will be going into the link between Haile Selassie I and the movements of the heavens and the astronomical clock. We will be speaking of his link as it relates to the biblical scriptures and the Solomonic dynasty. And we will be going into the connection of, yes, Haile Selassie and the ancient Kemetic Egyptian kings that people refer to as pharaohs. So you don't want to miss this. This is our first official online lecture. This is the 4th day of October 2020. It is a Sunday evening, 7 p.m. sharp. The entrance fee or the admission fee for this lecture is only $20, United States currency. But we have a special before the 11th of September. If you buy your ticket before the 11th of September, you will get it for only $13. Yes, $13 before the 11th of September. You can make your payments via Cash App, $Aton-Ra 2723, capital A T-O-N, capital R, capital A 2723, Cash App, $Aton 2723. Or if that is not available for you, you could just contact us via email, priestisaac27@gmail.com for more information. And of course, you will have to contact us via our email so we can send you your key that you will be able to enter into the lecture hall on the 4th of October, 7 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time. So I'm looking forward to seeing you. We will have a wonderful lecture, online lecture. Many of you have been looking for Priest Isaac to come to your city and town. Now you can come to me and join us in the virtual world again for our first official online lecture, and it will be the official launch of the ebook entitled The Heavens Declare the Glory. Remember, this lecture is entitled Rastafari and the Cosmos. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Blessed love. Oh yes, we are very thankful for your presence with us. You are here with us in the Tiger's Nest. And of course, we are just highlighting a month away from now, well, less than a month away. We're talking about the 4th day of October. Once again, all the information is right in front of your face here. It's Rastafari and the Cosmos. This is going to be a very dynamic lecture. We definitely have already begun the preparation for such, and we will be bringing you some information as we always do, but this is definitely on a special level. We will be having the official launch of the ebook, The Heavens Declare the Glory of God. Some of you already have your copy of the ebook, The Heavens Declare the Glory of God. And if you do not have a copy of your ebook, The Heavens Declare the Glory of God, definitely for sure, you know what you have to do. It is on Amazon, by the way, or you could get it directly from us. You could just email us. Here it is, priestisaac27@gmail.com, and definitely we will give you all the information. But for sure, again, now is the time for you to secure your space for the 4th of October. This is the 4th of October, a Sunday evening at 7 p.m. sharp Eastern Caribbean time. We will be coming live on the specific webinar host station that we will be using. Admission is only $20, but remember, you just have, let me see, about 2 more days left for you to get what they call the early bird special. You know, I mean, it's better to be an early bird than a late dog. So to get the early bird special, only $13. You can come into the lecture room on Sunday, the 4th of October for only $13, but you would have to purchase your ticket before the 11th of September. And of course, you know, the 11th of September is now, definitely. So it's up to you. I would encourage you to get to it. Anything after that, it will be at the price of $20. And I would say only $20. Remember, this is going to be a very dynamic lecture. I mean, the lectures, or what you may want to refer to as the webinars, is not necessarily, you know, like a internet program that we're doing. You're going to be getting a well put together PowerPoint, and basically about stats and information, really. You know, our time will be limited, so we're going to be putting all the knowledge and information that we can pack within the time frame. You know, this isn't a talk along or let's have a discussion. This is going to be a lecture class, so you could make up your mind to come with your pen and your paper to take notes. And remember, we will be having a special question and answer segment. As I say, the webinar platform that we will be utilizing, they have a question and answer area where you could post your questions, not the chat, a question and answer room. So what would happen now, instead of, you know, 5, 6 people asking the same question in the chat, what will happen now, you go to the question room and you post your question. And if somebody comes in there and they have a similar question or the very same question, they just vote for your question, and that will be 2 votes, 3 votes. A next person come in, hey, that's what I wanted to know, 4 votes. So instead of you monitoring each and everyone's, you know, conversation, which may not even be a question, you have the question room. And the nice thing with the question room, again, is that me now, when I look at the question room, because that's where I'm going to go for the questions, not in the chat. So when I go to the question room and I see, okay, we have 2 questions here, but this question has 10 votes and this question has 4 votes. Okay, the 4 votes are very important too, but let us deal with the 10 votes first, just to ensure that the vast majority of people get their questions answered. So that is the mechanism that's set up there. And it has an interesting connection to it too, that if you, let's just say you don't see that lecture when we aired it, of course, for sure, you would still have to, you still, when to enter to see the lecture, you would still, whether you come late or early, you still will get the code. So even when you come late and you plug in, you could review it because you'll see it again, but you would not be getting the benefit of being there with us live and direct, which you should, you know, try your best to do. But if you see the question asked in the question room, all you have to do is press the button and it will take you to the area of the lecture where the question was literally answered. So, I mean, different features that you would be definitely comfortable with. You can come, your family, you sit in, you know, as I said, we'll be definitely carrying it to another level. Not only just the lecture presentation, but the interactive aspect of it, where we could reason and, you know, question and answer and bring things to another level. So I am encouraging everyone to contact us, or you could go straight to the Cash App if you are utilizing Cash App, and that is Atan Ra 2723. You could see it right there on the poster, or we're putting the link in the description below. You could just press the link, it's going to carry you straight to the Cash App. You could make your payments at the same time. You would want to contact us via email, very, very important, precisaac27@gmail.com. And we will give you your key so that you could enter your code, your passcode, so that you could enter the lecture on the 24th, or I should say the 4th of October. Now, don't take too long because the space is limited, not because it's in cyberspace means like, well, it's unlimited space. No, the way that this stuff is set up, only a certain amount of people can come in. So if I was you, I wouldn't sit back and waste no time and think that you could come the day before and try to get your ticket, because to be honest, they may be all sold out by then. And this is a lecture. that you do not want to miss. In fact, I wanted to kind of give you a little idea of some of the things that we will be touching upon. I'm telling you now, we'll be going into a lot. But I wanted to highlight certain aspects of Rastafari and the cosmos. I'm not going to do all of this today. Now, this is just one of the the softwares that I'll be using. This is like an application for the solar system, an application for the heavens, an astronomical application, basically, depending on what aspect you want to use. So what we have here, this is Stellarium, I must say, and what we have here, I'm just going to give you an idea of the importance of understanding the movements of the heavens. Now, I can't do all of this today. And of course, this is something that we have touched upon from time to time. But let me just center the sun first of all. Of course, it will be good for you if you have this application to know how to use it. So what that does, as you could see, it centers the sun there. I have date and time already. So what I'm going to do, we're going to run through the movements of the heavens from month to month. Now, basically, if you notice, the sun is moving there. The sun itself and the moon, as you could see the moon here, that you have Venus here, you have Mercury here. You notice that they're very close to each other. Now, you see, before I go any further, the reason why I entitled this little presentation, because we won't be too long, the earth flat or round, does it matter? Does it make a difference? Does it make a difference? Does it really matter if the world is flat or if it is a globe or a spheroid globe or global spheroid or oblong spheroid or oblate spheroid? Does it matter its shape? The reason why I put it like that, because many people say, oh, people are arguing about the flat earth, people are arguing about the globe earth. But does that really matter? People are starving in the world. You know, some people have no place to live, and we are arguing about if the world is flat or round. And I always say, it is not good to bring in another level of concern to try debunk another level that is of concern as well. Because to me, it does matter if the world is a sphere or flat. If somebody has an argument that the world is a pancake, and somebody has an argument that the world is a beach ball, the planet that we live on, two distinctively different shapes, I think it is a reasonable discussion to have. You don't have to argue. Nobody has to get vexed, but they're two opposing ideas, two opposing theories totally. You know, somebody else would have to come in and say, well, the planet is a square for it to get more diverse than it is. So it is a good discussion. And it does matter. For you to just dismiss it because you don't want to argue, that's a punk way to get out of it. Nobody's begging you to argue with nobody. You hear me arguing with nobody? Me? I ain't arguing. But I've done several videos dealing with the earth definitely not being no flat pancake. And there's nobody, people trying to tell me, oh, go and debate with this. Oh, go and debate with that. All of that. If you believe something and you sending me to go and debate somebody else, why you can't come and tell me yourself? You understand? But the point here is, though, although we have done programs, up to this day, nobody has given us a sensible explanation for why there are southern circumpolar constellations and northern circumpolar constellations. Up to now, I have not heard. Up to now, I have not heard the reasoning from any human being as it relates to how circumpolar stars and constellations can exist with a flat earth dynamic. And it's impossible. It is impossible and cannot happen. But what I'm saying here now, the reason why I entitled it that is because I am showing you what is happening in the heavens. So when we look in the heavens, we see the sun come up. Whether you believe the earth is spinning or whether you believe the sun is going around in a circle, it doesn't make a difference. But we both see the same thing. When we see an eclipse, we see the moon go in front of the sun, or the sun, whatever happens, we see the image taking place in front of us. So you may believe that it's not really what you think. The sun is 93 million miles away, and it's big, no joke. And the moon is about quarter the size of Earth. But because the distance of the sun and the moon and that with the Earth, it looks like the moon is eclipsing the sun. And then someone else will say, no, no, it's not that at all. The moon and the sun is really the same size. Oh, and they're just right there. If you could jump like Michael Jordan, you could touch it. You understand? But the point is that that's not my concern right now. Whether it's 93 miles away, million miles away, or it's as high as the bird can fly. The point is when the moon and the sun eclipse, we both, the person that thinks it's 93 million miles and the person that thinks it's there, we both see the same thing. Whether you're a flat earther or the world is a globe, we all see the same thing. Now I'm telling you that the sun has a specific path that it travels through. It's called the ecliptic belt. And the sun and the moon and the planets go through the same path. The path is made up of 12 outstanding constellations known as the zodiac belt constellations. These zodiac belt constellations are seen in the temple of Dendara in Kemet. Before any of the Greek philosophers so-called mapped the heavens, we already had the constellations, the woman, the Capricorn, the Scorpio, the Taurus, the Libra. All of that has already been etched in stone in ancient Kemet. So the idea of you trying to disregard the science of the constellation, you have a very weak argument if you're trying to do that. No, this is just science. This is not me making this up. The sun, this is something that I know. Let me center the sun here again. The sun itself has a specific pathway that it travels, and it travels in that pathway, again, known as the ecliptic belt. And the ecliptic belt has a specific story that it tells. So as you could see, the sun here, the sun is in the constellation known as Virgo. This is Virgo, that's her head. This is her body here, that's her arm, and these are her legs. That's the constellation of Virgo. Now, when you observe the sun in its movements, when the sun comes out of the constellation Virgo, you watch it here, it goes into the constellation known as the scale. So all of this is the area known as the ecliptic belt. When the sun comes out of the constellation known as the scale, which is Libra, the sun finds itself in the constellation known as Scorpio. So this is the Scorpio constellation. You see the Scorpion here? In fact, let me show you in this way. Most people may gravitate to it on this level. This is the Greek rendition of the constellations as such. So what you see here, these are the animal versions of them. So you have the Scorpio here, Scorpion, you see the Scorpion. This is the scale constellation here. And of course, the woman, you saw her here. This is the Virgo or the Virgin constellation. You could obviously see that these are the Greek rendition of such. But this is just how they have it on this software that we are utilizing. But I'm just showing you that so you, if you are not familiar with the heavens, if you have not studied the heavens or literate in the reading of the stars, that would give you a little, understanding of what you're looking at. But as I said before the Greeks were even Greeks, we in Kemet already, as Marcus Garvey would say, brought the heavenly stars and constellation to minute and regular calculus. We've already been mapping the heavens a long time ago. So the sun itself in the Scorpio constellation, when it comes out of the Scorpio or Scorpion constellation, it goes into this constellation known as the Archer. And the Archer is the individual with the arrow and the bow and arrow that is pointing to the constellation known as Scorpio. And then from out of Scorpio, the Archer, you see the sun moving towards the constellation known as Capricorn. And while the sun is moving, as we reverse, you just look, you see Mercury moving, you see the moon here in Capricorn, you see Jupiter here in Capricorn, you see Saturn here in Capricorn. All of them are in Capricorn at that time. And this is dated 2021, because this software can carry you to different dates in time. You could even go to your birth date and see where the sun and where the moon and where the stars were when you were literally born, the day you were born or your born day. But as you could see, the planets are going through Capricorn. The sun is going to pass through Capricorn. The moon passing through Capricorn. You know, Mercury there, like it's in a retrograde state, somewhat reversing, passing Venus or Jupiter, going backwards, because this is how the heaven moves. You have to have an understanding of the literal aspect of where planets are. There are planets that are before the Earth, and there are planets that are after the Earth, and that's why they have the different movements. That's why some appear as if they're reversing. That's how the sun looks when it is in the constellation of Aquarius. So the point I'm making here, just quickly, is that the heavens tell a story. That's the point I'm making. I'm not trying to convince you of anything right now. In fact, I've never tried to convince nobody of nothing. But I'm not going too deep into the science of the heavens right now. I mean, we've done it before. And of course, we have the brand new book, The Heavens Declare the Glory, where we explain all of this in detail. Of course, you know, we have the 4-part lecture series known as the Cosmic Series. 4 parts, over 4 hours worth of the academics, plus the science, plus the theology of the heavens and exactly how the sky, the astronomical clock works. We have studied it, and I think we have brought it to an understanding that anyone that sits in could really follow with us. So that's just the basic understanding of it. The Virgin. Remember, we highlight Revelation chapter 12. Revelation chapter 12 says that there was a woman in heaven. The heavens is that which is above you. That's why the 19th Psalm, Psalms 19 of the Bible, says that the heavens declare the glory of God. That's what the Psalm says. The Bible speaks about Orion and the sweet smell of Pleiades and Arcturus. All of that is in the book of Job, if I'm not mistaken, in the book of Amos as well. So the constellations and the stars and the heavens and all of these different things have been highlighted even in the biblical scripture. So when Revelation chapter 12 says, or the author, John the Divine, says that he looked up in the heavens and he saw a woman clothed with the sun. Well, the woman clothed with the sun is the Virgin. She's clothed with the sun. This is taking the academics now and put it into the allegory or the theology. Because this is theology, this is mythology, this is allegory, and it's still astronomy, you know? All of it rolled up into one. You need not separate it. Again, your theological books and religious writings are telling you about the movements of the stars. So it says that she was clothed with the sun, and it says that the moon was under her feet. So at any given time of this month, the moon, while the sun is in that constellation, the moon will find itself under the feet. Here you see the moon. Look, watch, you see the moon. And if you watch the moon good, you see where the moon reached now? The moon is under her feet, and she is clothed with the sun. More so, she's usually more clothed with the sun when the sun is really inside of her. If you notice, the sun is in her womb. So now that prophecy of the constellation, or the woman in the heavens clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, that is a prophecy that is astronomically precise, because it's not every time that the sun clothes the Virgin constellation means the moon is under her feet. You know, once per month, the moon will be under her feet. Once per year, the sun will clothe her. But when the sun is in the center perfectly and the moon is under her feet perfectly, that might be a specific time in history. And when the prophets understood astronomy and the movements of the heavens, that is why they could take the heavenly clock and write it in a book. This is some deep stuff. So I'm showing you now that Revelation says she's clothed with the sun, the moon under her feet, and she had a crown on her head of 12 stars. Remember, she is the first constellation in the zodiac belt constellation, as we say, the zodiac belt constellation is made up of 12 recognized constellations, from your Gemini to your Taurus to your Leo to your Pisces and your Capricorn and your Aquarius and your Sagittarius and your Scorpio and your Libra and your Leo and, you know, Virgo and those that we have left out. They make up 12. And she is the head of that circle of 12. You know, 12 stars on her head, clothed with the sun, the moon under her feet. You know, and the story goes on. She went and brought forth a man child, and a great dragon stood before the man child, ready to devour the man child as soon as it was born. And I'm showing you that, and we have touched upon this already, that this is seen in the whole aspect of the heavens. When the son comes out of the virgin, it literally comes out of her womb as if it was being given birth to. It's in the scales, which represents the ruler, the balanced ruler. That's the scales, you know, justice. So the scales constellation represents a man. And when it comes out of the scale, it goes into the Scorpio constellation, which represents the dragon that stood before the man child that was to rule all nations, pardon me, and nature, which represents the scale. Remember, this is the heavens. This is the writings of God. And it's not history. It's allegory in its highest state. You know, talk about metaphor in its highest state in the heavens. So this is what we are saying, that ancient astronomy was naturally theology as well. And this is what we're bringing to life. And that is why we are highlighting to you, again, that mighty lecture that we will be doing on the 4th of October. This is Sunday, the 4th of October at 7 p.m. sharp. This will be an online lecture, not on YouTube. It's not a live YouTube video and Facebook and Instagram. No, we will be utilizing a specific webinar platform. So when you decide that you are going to be with us on Sunday, the 4th of October, all you have to do is to Cash App us. As you could see, the Cash App information is there. And as I said, we'll be putting the link in the description below. Just go down to the description below. You see the Cash App link. You press it. It takes you to the relevant space. And you could make your payment of 20 United States dollars. If you are doing this before the 11th of September, you could come into the lecture for only $13. Can you imagine that? So if it's not the 11th of September, or if it's the 11th of September, you can go and hit that button now. After the 11th of September, you cannot do that because it will be rejected. I mean, it was set that way. As you know, everything is computer and intelligence, AI, and all of that. So we are looking forward to you to be joining us. Remember, you still have to email us. This is very key. Even though you make your payment, you email us so that we could email you your link, your specific code, your URL, so that you could come into the lecture hall and, you know, avail yourself of the knowledge and the information and the inspiration. So it's going to be a wonderful evening. I do have a few surprises there for you, especially if you're a student of knowledge and you're a student of information and you really want to make that proper link as it relates to Rastafari, Haile Selassie, and the truth, you know. Because to be honest, my brothers and sisters, we can't be moving with this old mentality that we have of Rastafari and Haile Selassie. You know, as you know, me personally, I don't speak so because I'm following somebody's ideas. I'm very original in my thoughts, believe me. I mean, I could hear a person's reasoning, but I don't follow people thing and their belief and listen to this man and say, oh, he said so, so that's how it is. If I cannot explain something to you, I don't promote it. You understand what I'm saying? So that is why even when people look at me and say, oh, he said Haile Selassie is Osiris, that's his own belief. Sometimes I don't mind, because it's slowly coming out that Rastafari is directly connected to the ancient Kemetic order. Some people are realizing it, but they don't want to say you know what I mean, weed really came out of the box for us, but it's all right because we don't care about that. But the reality is that we have unraveled many mysteries as it relates to Rastafari and Haile Selassie I. And I can tell you square up, there are many things that we have that we've never brought to the forefront yet. I mean, you gotta chew and swallow and digest what you got thus far before we bring the second course, and that is the truth. So, if you want to get a peep of the second course and much more knowledge and information, you will definitely join us. That will be Sunday, the 4th of October. And let me say, anyone that subscribes for the shock of the hour, that is the shock of the hour, our nightly radio program. That's from every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You know what the shock of the hour is. You know, the shock of the hour radio program. Anyone that subscribes for, we have a monthly subscription. It's a monthly subscription of only $50 per month. But anyone that's a new subscriber, and of course, all of our up-to-date subscribers, very important, they definitely will be getting a free pass into the Heavens Declare the Glory launch of that ebook and the lecture, which is entitled Rastafari and the Cosmos. So, hey, you could just sign up for the shock of the hour. You've been waiting to sign up for the shock of the hour for a while, isn't it? Come on, I know that you always say, boy, I want to sign up for the shock of the hour. Enough good programs getting away, boy. I better start. Yeah, start. Come on, information, knowledge is power. You understand? And to be honest, as I said, you're not gonna get it like that anywhere else. And from you coming to the shock of the hour this month before the 4th of October, you definitely will get a free pass. But hey, if you wait too long, remember the space might be, all the space may be gone. So if you feel you're gonna subscribe to the shock of the hour on the 1st of October and think you're getting the free seat, you can subscribe, but that doesn't mean necessarily that the seat is going to be there. So I'm just trying to tell you everything so you know exactly what to do and you don't mess up the scene, you know. And even for our homeschooling, and usually, because it's usually parents that are purchasing the homeschool for their children, we will definitely inquire of the parent if they desire to come and take a seat with us. But it is also available for them as well, because it's not every parent, let's just be straight, it's not every parent that orders the homeschool class is a subscriber to the shock of the hour. To be honest, some of them, I mean, they would listen to me, or maybe that's how they heard of the homeschool, but it's not all parents, if you want to say diehard fans as such, let's put it that way. But they want their children to get the African history. They want their children to get the African heritage. They want their children to learn about astronomy. So they still contact us and put their children or enroll their children in our homeschooling program that we have. So all our homeschoolers, they will be given the opportunity, as well as all of our new homeschoolers. So all the new subscribers, or those who enroll into our homeschool program before the 4th of October, they will also get a free pass to come to this mighty lecture, just like the brand new subscribers. So there's so much there for you to take in. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Don't forget the date, the 4th of October, Sunday, the 4th of October, 7 p.m. sharp. All you have to do is take the code that we give you and press the button when it's 7 o'clock, and that will bring you right into the lecture hall. You sit back, relax. We do what we have to do. You ask your question, you get your answer, we interact. You can buy your book if you don't have it yet. And of course, you can also get it on Amazon. So remember, the link will be in the description for the Cash App and the email as well. And of course, the GoFundMe as it relates to the Green Castle Hill project. We'll tell you a little about that at the ending of this program. But speaking of the ending of this program, give thanks for your time, of course, for sitting with us here in the Tiger's Nest. And it's all about Sunday, the 4th of October, 2020. Yeah, give thanks, blessed love, Jah Rastafari. Bless. Blessed love to one and all. This is the Honorable Priest Isaac. co-founder of Rastafari Experience Antigua. For almost 2 decades, I have been advocating for the preservation and development of our national treasure here in Antigua, Green Castle Hill. For those who have read my ebook, Anu, Ancient and Modern, you would know of the importance of this hill, Green Castle Hill, that has countless of megaliths that align with the movements of the astronomical clock. This is scientifically proven. Although my organization has been mandated by the government of this land and the Department of the Environment to manage and oversee the development of this hill, Green Castle Hill, we are still humbly asking for your signature on our petition to stop the destruction of the hill as it's being used as a quarry site. This petition can be seen on petitionsite.com, Green Castle Hill. We of Rastafari Experience Antigua have also recently launched a GoFundMe page under the caption, Preserve and Protect Green Castle Hill. As we are the official custodians of this project, we are asking you to also visit our GoFundMe page and avail yourself of the information that we have placed there, which will give you a better idea of our plans for the future. Besides preserving the hill, our intention is to create a community that will connect the ancient history of Green Castle Hill with the generations in this modern time. As this unique national treasure has been totally forgotten about for a while, we now intend to beautify it with trees and plants that once covered the hill. We will be preparing a park for nationals and visitors to come and enjoy the scenery. Cottages, conference rooms, and the like will also be established to create an atmosphere conducive to visitors. In short, we are preserving this national treasure and giving it the respect that it deserves as the Stonehenge of the Caribbean. Green Castle Hill, help us to preserve this gem in the Caribbean. Blessed. Summary. Astronomy K. Class 50. Uranus. Uranus is the 7th planet from the Sun. Uranus spins lying on its side, somewhat like a barrel. This is perhaps due to a large collision early in its formation. Since Uranus takes 84 years, Earth years that is, to go around the Sun, this means that each of its poles is in daylight for 42 years and in darkness for the next 42 years. Uranus's atmosphere is mostly hydrogen, but it also contains large amounts of a gas called methane. Methane absorbs red light and scatters blue light, so a blue-green methane haze hides the interior of the planet from view. Blessed love.